Hey YouTube, Swbfstevo here, giving you my deck list that I topped regionals with. If you didn't see my last video before this one, I got 6th place in the Swiss. So here's the deck list. 1 Bestiari, 1 Marmelo, 1 Rediari, 1 Rediari, 2 Equest, 2 Darius, 2 Hoplimus, 2 Laquari, 2 Cyber Dragon, and 2 Effect Veiler. I'll give you explanations at the further end of this video, so people that just want the deck list, don't have to sit through all that. For spells, 3 Proving Ground, 1 Cold Wave, 2 MSTs, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Reborn, and 3 books. Then for traps, we've got the 2 War Chariots, 2 Bottomless, 1 Compulsory, 2 Dust Tornado, 3 Dimensional Prison, 1 7 Tools, 2 Solemn Warning. The back face card's one of the borrowed Solemn Warnings that I used. 1 Judgment, Mirror Force, and Torrential. So, then I guess I'll go to the side deck. The extra deck I'm not going to do because I didn't synchro at all. Or, I mean, I synchroed, but, really not. I synchroed for Stardust, and that was about it. And then the only other stuff that I went for was her Chimera Tech and stuff. But for the side deck was 2 Banisher, 3rd War Chariot, 3 Kinetic Soldiers, 2 Nobleman, 1 Smashing, 2 Snowman, 1 Starlight Road, 2 Thunder King, and a Trapstone. Okay, explanations. The Gladiator Beast monster stuff is self-explanatory. Cyber Dragons. Most people will be manning Thunder Kings. I didn't. With all the warnings running around, I decided that field presence, I needed more field presence than anything. I didn't believe that Thunder King would be extremely necessary at this regional, and I turned out to be right. And the Cyber Dragon was just good versus other decks because it gave me that field presence. So even if they didn't warning the Cyber Dragon and they warning the GB, at least I had a monster on the field. So plus I actually went to Chimera Tech in some duels, like in Plants. He had the card. He specialed a Cyber Dragon. I specialed my Cyber Dragon and went into Chimera Tech. So that was pretty nice. Effect Veiler. I was maining these because I thought there would be a lot of Sams, X-Sabers, and Plants. There wasn't very many Plants. There were a decent amount of X-Sabers, and there were a lot of Sams. I honestly didn't like running 2. I think 1 in the main would be good, but there were just so many duels that I lost when I had this in my hand. I probably half of the duels that I lost, I had one of these in my hand. So, I would have probably taken out 1 if the format continued and the ban list didn't change. But yeah, I mean, I didn't even really use it to much success at the regional. So, let's see. Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, self-explanatory book, 3 books, staples, MST, self-explanatory, 3 provings, I guess that's explanatory. Cold Wave. Tigerless Glads usually don't use the Cold Wave, but I did use Cold Wave a lot at the regional. Plus, since I did main the 2 Effect Veilers, Cold Wave did not hurt me as much, and I wouldn't have to make a big play in order for it to be usable. So it worked really well. I I'm actually kind of disappointed that it's banned now. Anyways, Torrential, Mirror Force, Solemn, Staples, the 2 Warning. I didn't run 3 because I didn't have a third, but I just wouldn't want to run 3 anyways. I thought the 2 was enough. 1-7 Tools, self-explanatory. 3 Prison. You may think that that's overkill, but I kept the 3 Prison in there in case I did face Blackwings, because I just don't like Blackwings, and the Prison is supposed to help. I was going to use it to help against those matchups, and versus synchroing decks, Prison does help a lot versus, you know, decks that have a lot of big beaters and decks that synchro a lot. So that was the main purpose of him. 2 Dust, you know, it was because of 6 Sams, Gateways, and Uniteds, but I don't think I ever hit a United or a Gateway with it. And, because, I mean, I didn't really see very many, like, 4 back rows. It was mostly, like, 2 face downs. But, I mean, even with the 4 back rows, Dust still works well. 1 Compulse. Compulse is a good card, you know, versus synchroing decks again. And, I mean, if you just want to get rid of a monster, I mean, that's not necessarily synchro, but I mean, it's just a good card like that. 2 Bottomless. I kept the 2 Bottomless because, again, I was afraid of Blackwings. X-Sabers I thought would be popular. I kept it with, even though it's not too amazing versus Sam's, I just kept it anyways because I just find Bottomless a good card, and it didn't let me down. So, and then 2 Chariots. Don't run 3. I don't know why everybody thinks that you need to run main 3. Okay, I have not met a format yet where you have needed to run 3 except for the Lightsworn Zombie format. That was maybe the only format that you needed to run 3, because if you didn't open with it, you lost. Okay? It's not that format. If you want the third, side the third like I do, okay? And I only sided in versus, like, plants. Okay, like Quick Draw and Plant Synchro and stuff like that, with lots of Rykos or whatever. Okay? Main 2, otherwise it clogs your hand, and if you open with 2, it's just bad. Okay? Because, I opened with 2 in 1 duel versus Plant Synchro, but I didn't care because it was versus Plant Synchro. But if you're not facing the Plant Synchro, like, and stuff, and maybe you played Blackwings and you open with 2, you're not even probably going to use the 1 unless it's on a Clute or a Blizzard. And if they Blizzard, that, you know, you might not have a GB on the field or whatever. Just run the 2. It's just not that great in the main at 3. I don't know why people make it such a big deal. Oh, okay. Side deck, the 2 Banishers. I mained these for, like, Scraps and X-Sabers. The Chariot, you know, for, like, Plant Synchro and whatnot. 3 Kinetics, 6 Sams, duh. I saw one of these all. I only saw one in all 5 of my 6 Sam duels, and it was versus the one that I already had advantage in like game 2 or 3. So I didn't even need it. And I never saw him versus round 4 or round 5 or whatever. Yeah, in round 5 I didn't see him, which is when I really needed them. 2 Nobleman, you know, versus like Gravekeepers, Plant Synchro, stuff like that. Smashing. I had room in my side, and a lot of people were main decking the Smashing. So I was like, okay, I'll just put it in the side for now and see how well it fares. And it is a good card. I'm going to probably main it for next format. I just really, really liked it. 2 Snowmans. You know, versus those decks that have beaters. Blackwings if I saw them. And, you know, just some other decks if I felt the need for them. So, Starlight, Lightsworns, and Blackwings. Thunder King, X-Sabers, 6 Sams, Dex Ram, Pot of Duality, stuff like that. And then the Trap Stun. Again, I had still a little more room, so yeah.